Welcome to episode 3 of our camper build series.
Chattanooga boy had a dollar and a dime. Headed out for Nashville on the hard rock.
So we are installing a frame to go underneath our subfloor, just 2x1 timber, in which we will put the old insulation back where it was before, for sound deadening and thermal insulation. And I'm using a brad nailer just to hold everything in place. We'll then grip fill everything down because the grip fill goes off. It goes off hard rather than stays flexible like a silicone or other adhesive. So I found that that is the best solution for sticking things down. More for any more? Yeah, do you want to go in there and stand on it all?
Playing cards and crap games, not looking for a score. If I ever get back home again, I'll never roam no more.
I've finished popping down our insulation and we've measured up the length and the width of the back. So now we're going to cut the ply and get our base fitted. So, what now?
You tell me. You're the project manager.
So I've just finished fixing the ply to the wooden joist using a brad nailer. All that is left to do now is to pop our vinyl flooring down and then that's it. The floor's completed. It's been a long process, but we've done it. This evening's job for me is to pop down our new insulation. I'm only putting this different insulation from here to here, and the reason for that is because of the contours of the sidewall here, the thicker insulation just seemed to continuously pull away. So I'm going to stick this down and I'm probably going to spray some of the glue to the panel. These are self-adhesive, but just to make sure that it bonds really well. It's Saturday today and it's been a week since we were last out here filming in the car or really completing much work in the car. And as you can see, we have a long way to go before this is actually a usable, fully built camper. I'm gonna show you what I'm planning to get done today. Yesterday I started building up the structure along the wheel arches. So this base is going to create a platform, actually pull it out to about here in order to put our fridge and our cabinetry that we're planning to build on top. So I've pretty much completed this side. The reason all these pieces are here is because this time around we've decided to use like a no-nails glue as opposed to actually fixing into the wheel arches. As you saw in our previous video, we filled in all of the holes that we had made last time when we had a structure like this, when we actually went through the wheel arches to secure the wood. So this time around we've decided to not screw through or put any holes through the body of the vehicle, and we're just going to use a no-nails glue. We have brad nailed the structure together so the whole structure is fixed together and then it's just glued down to the wheel arch. Let's get started. So that's all the pieces cut. I'm going to pop them into the car now, line them up and make sure that all the measurements and everything is correct. And then I'm going to set my structure up here and fix it together with the brad nailer and then get it into the car and then secure it to the wheel arches with some grip fill.
So much better, babe.
Do you think this piece of insulation is bulging out too much? Will that matter?
Yep. So next on the list is to create our platform on which the fridge is going to sit and our cabinets are going to be built. So we're going to come out to this line here, and it's going to be in an L shape. So we're going to have storage boxes at the front. There'll be a lip on the external face here, which we'll pull the bed onto. So it will be a slide out bed for when we need it, when maybe the weather's not great or if we're trying to do a bit of stealth camping. So I'm going to cut this top in an L shape and fit it. Oh, it's tight. Yeah, we need to take that corner out. It's just that corner. As you can see, things are progressing in here somewhat. So we are starting to think about sort of cubby storage areas in the extended footwell bits that we've built out. So I'm taking this panel out and we've made a cutout for these little cubby boxes, and I think they're going to be probably on a hinge. We're going to do 2 of them in this panel. So I'm marking my centre lines for those cubbies. Once they're cut, I can then fix that in place and carry on with the rest of it. Okay, I've mocked up our first and hopefully the only attempt at the bed piece, the interlocking bed piece that you see in various campers and things. So we've gone for 100mm gaps, and we've both looked over it a few times and we're pretty confident that it's going to work. So I'm going to cut it and we'll have a look. Are you pleased when these are done? I don't think it's going to need much more off it. There's like a good gap all the way around it. I've decided to put some dovetail joints. I think the technical term is a through dovetail joint or a box joint. It adds strength and I think it's going to look really cool. Stitched look with each joint on show. Just cutting out my second one now. Yeah. I don't think it's common practice to do this with plywood, I might just add. So the way I'm doing this is I've marked out obviously my joints. I've cut them on our return of the cabinet, and I'm doing it with it's kind of like a coping saw, but it's got a flexi blade, so it's not actually the best tool for the job. Doing multiple cuts in the joint, and then I'll do a diagonal cut to get rid of the majority. And I found the best tool to finish this off is just my Leatherman Signal it's quite a stiff sort of saw blade. You can really get into the joint. So I can still see my cut line, and I'll just basically finish it off either with a chisel or just a really sharp knife.
So over the last couple of evenings, I've been finishing off all the final pieces of insulation. The other thing I've been working on is filling in this space. So if you saw previously in the video, this is the side that our slide out bed is going to be on. And this wall space here is just kind of unused. What I've done is I've popped 2 joists behind here, secured it with grip film, then filled in all of the the middle part with insulation. And then I've just got a piece of ply which I've just used some grip fill to glue the ply to the joist that I have on the wall. And now I'm just going to pop some screws in. I'm going to have to do this the old-fashioned way because Harry's at work and has got the power tools. So I'm just going to put these in for now and then tighten them up with the drill when Harry gets home from work. We'll carpet everything, and then this can be used as another storage space. We can put bags on here, maybe a little shelf, nothing too big, but it just means that we're making use of all the space that we've got. So I'm going to get started on the screws. I might be here a while, but we'll see. I just found another drill in the workshop, which is good because this would have taken a lot longer if I didn't have this. I've also put the joists on here, so I grip filled these last night. So now I'm going to put my piece of ply there, and again we can use this as, we could put toothbrushes or something here, you know, just something that you can like grab quickly if you're outside the car, you just want to get something. And I have also done a piece like this in the same on the other side, so that will be just above where the fridge is, and we could potentially have switches and stuff there. So it just gives us the option to use the space for something other than it just being like a blank carpeted wall. So yeah, I'm gonna open up another tube of grip fill and get this stuck down and get it screwed on. Oh gosh, coming out quick. If you saw our first video in this camper build series, you would have seen that I naively said that we were going to get the carpet and the flooring fitted in the first week of us starting the work. We picked up some 4-way stretch carpet, and that's what we're hoping to get installed this weekend. And now I think it's been probably 2 months since I said that, and here I am putting the carpet down. Pretty naive, pretty ambitious, but there you go. I don't think either of us knew that quite the state of which the floor was going to be in, and that we were actually going to have to replace the whole thing, so that obviously set us back quite a bit. Anyway, here now, doing it now, and I'm planning to just use one piece to cover from here all the way down to the bottom there, and then from that end to this end, and then I'll just have to cut out around the gold wing, tuck it in. I'm just going to be using some spray glue, the same stuff as I used for the insulation. And as I said in the previous video, this is a 4-way stretch carpet, and you can see we've gone for a lighter colour this time. I can't believe how much carpet I bought. This is the same roll, and I have a whole nother parcel which contains the same amount. So if anyone needs carpet. Once the top is glued down, this is when I take out, if you've got a gull wing or a window, take out the section in the middle. So I leave quite a lot of excess around the outside, but it just makes it easier to then trim it to the correct length, and then you can start tucking it around the gull wing frame. So I'd probably leave like about 1.5 inches or so. It's always better to be able to trim excess away than not have enough fabric. When you get to the corners of the gull wing, if you have one, I just make a few little cuts around the corners like this. So like that. It just makes it easier to tuck in around the edges.
Made a drawer. It's the first drawer I've ever made on runners or drawer slides, so I'm pretty pleased with it. Chloe went for the soft close option, which is just oh no, for a first attempt it's pretty good. The thing is, I haven't quite managed to square everything up yet because it's kind of dry fit in here at the moment. It wants to be taken out, fixed properly, and then Chloe can paint it outside. So it's kind of difficult to get everything square when it's not fixed properly. So I'm hoping that's not going to cause me an issue a bit further down the line. But at the moment the drawer is just built up with these little corner blocks, so I'm going to glue and brad nail and pin it and get it built properly. So that's next on the list. You go out.
My first job of the day is to put a couple of layers of varnish onto this back piece, and then we've decided to assemble everything in the car, which is going to be a bit tricky from a painting perspective, but to make sure that the structural fits right within the car, this is the best option. I think we have mulled this over countless times, but I think that is the decision we've come to. So I'm going to get the layers of varnish on, get the fan on here, and hopefully get this to dry relatively speedy, and then we can start assembling all of this, and then I can start painting it, and that will nearly be the cabinetry done. We're so close.
Do you want to pass me the pieces, babe?
This is all still attached.
Okay. So the day has come where we are ready to permanently fix our camper interior. Let's hope it all goes back together the way it came out.
So that concludes episode 3, and we are well on our way to having our camper completed. There's still a long way to go, and we'll be showing you more in episode 4.